The notification popped up on my phone at 2:47 a.m. Jocelyn had posted another Instagram story from her girls' trip to Vermont. Except this time I could see a man's tattooed forearm wrapped around her waist in the mirror behind her. I knew that tattoo. Celtic knot on the wrist. Same one Caleb Monroe had gotten in college, back when he was dating my wife. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. My name is Eli Granger, and I'm an insurance adjuster in Millbrook, Connecticut. I investigate lies for a living. My wife had just handed me the biggest case of my career. "Looks nice," I commented under her post. "Who's the guy with the tattoo?" My phone exploded with notifications, missed calls, angry texts. But I was already opening her iCloud account. Jocelyn never changed passwords, always used our anniversary date for everything. The uncropped photos told the whole story. Caleb's face clear as day, his wedding ring glinting in the bathroom mirror, both of them laughing at something on his phone screen. I downloaded everything: screenshots, messages, location data. 20 years of investigating insurance fraud had taught me to document first, react later. At 4:15 a.m., my front door slammed open. "What the hell did you do?" Jocelyn stormed into our bedroom, still wearing yesterday's clothes, mascara smeared down her cheeks. "You should be more careful with your clouds, honey." I held up my phone, showing her own photos. Technology's tricky that way. Her face went white. "Eli, I can explain." "Can you? Because these timestamps show you've been meeting Caleb every Thursday for 3 months, same hotel, same room number." I scrolled through the evidence. Very thorough documentation for someone who just needed space. She tried grabbing my phone. I pulled it away, already having backed everything up to 3 different drives. "You don't understand. Caleb and I are both married to other people." I stood up, suddenly calm. "Here's what's going to happen. I'm sending these photos to Mel Monroe. She deserves to know what her husband does on his business trips." "Eli, please. Think about what you're doing." I hit send. I just did. The Crooked Nail sits on Millbrook's main square, the kind of place where everyone knows your business before you do. I'd been coming here since college, back when Frankie Torino worked construction instead of bar security. "Rough night?" Frankie slid a beer across the mahogany bar. "You look like someone ran over your dog." "Worse, someone ran off with my wife." I took a long drink. "Temporarily." "Jocelyn, damn, man, sorry to hear it." "Don't be, I'm handling it." My phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. "Got your message. We need to talk. Mel Monroe." I showed Frankie the screen. He whistled low. "Caleb Monroe's wife? That's some serious drama, brother." "It's about to get more serious." Mel walked in 20 minutes later. I recognized her from the real estate office Christmas parties. Petite, sharp-eyed, the kind of woman who noticed everything and forgot nothing. "You're Eli." She slid into the booth across from me. "Show me what you have." I opened the photo album I'd created. Mel's expression didn't change as she scrolled through dozens of pictures, text conversations, hotel receipts Jocelyn had photographed and saved to the cloud. 3 months, she said finally. "That I can prove. Probably longer. Caleb told me he was visiting clients in Hartford every Thursday." Her laugh was bitter. "Guess he was. Just not the kind that buy houses." She handed back my phone. "What do you want?" "What do you mean? You could have just sent these anonymously. Instead, you're sitting here with me. What do you want?" I leaned forward. "I want them to understand what betrayal feels like, really feels like." Mel smiled for the first time. "Then let's wreck them." Millbrook thrives on gossip. In a town of 8,000 people, secrets have a half-life of about 6 hours. Mel and I were about to weaponize that. "Britt Lawson runs the biggest mom Facebook group in town," Mel explained over coffee the next morning. 1,500 members. If something gets posted there, the whole town knows by lunch. Jocelyn's best friend since high school. She won't turn on her. She will when she sees what Jocelyn really thinks of her. I pulled up the text thread I'd found. Jocelyn to Caleb. Britt's such a pathetic wannabe influencer. 200 followers and she thinks she's famous. I only keep her around because she knows everyone's business. Mel read it twice. Send this to Britt, from an anonymous account. That's not enough. We need something bigger. What did you have in mind? I opened my laptop, showing her the location data I'd extracted from Jocelyn's phone. Every Thursday for 3 months, same hotel, same room. But look at this. 2 weeks ago, they went somewhere else. The GPS coordinates led to a house on Elm Street. Mel's face went pale. That's my house. I was visiting my sister in Boston that weekend. They had sex in your bed, Mel. Her hands shook as she reached for her coffee. Those bastards. It gets worse. Look at the photos from that day. Jocelyn had taken selfies in Mel's bathroom, wearing Mel's robe, using her expensive skincare products. The captions were cruel. Living my best life, and some people have such good taste. She was mocking you in your own house. Mel's eyes hardened. What's the plan? The Millbrook Community Center hosts a charity auction every month. Half the town shows up, including Jocelyn's entire social circle. It was the perfect venue for our revelation. I'd spent 3 days preparing. Anonymous email accounts, fake social media profiles, a carefully orchestrated timeline designed to maximize damage. At 7 p.m., just as the auction started, the first anonymous message went out to the Mom Facebook group. A simple post. Has anyone else noticed Jocelyn Granger's Thursday yoga classes happen at the Marriott downtown? Attached was a photo of Jocelyn and Caleb entering the hotel, timestamp clearly visible. The group exploded. Within minutes, dozens of comments flooded in. Screenshots were shared. The post was copied to other groups. At 7:15, Britt received the text messages showing what Jocelyn really thought of her. She immediately called 3 friends, reading the messages aloud. At 7:30, Mel posted on her own Facebook. When you find out your husband's affair partner has been using your house as her personal spa, some people have no shame. She included the bathroom selfies and location data. I watched from across the room as Jocelyn's phone started buzzing. Her face went from confused to horrified as she realized what was happening. Eli! She marched over, her friends trailing behind. You need to stop this right now. Stop what? I kept my voice calm, innocent. You know exactly what. These lies you're spreading. I haven't said a word to anyone. Technically true. I'd let the evidence speak for itself. Britt pushed forward, her face flushed with anger. Is it true, Joss? What you said about me? What? Britt, I never... Pathetic wannabe influencer. That's what you called me, to your boyfriend. The crowd around us grew larger. In a small town, public drama draws an audience. That's taken out of context. What context makes calling your best friend pathetic, okay? Britt's voice carried across the room. 20 years of friendship, and this is what you really think of me? Jocelyn looked around desperately. Someone hacked my phone. These aren't real messages. The metadata says otherwise. I finally spoke up. Digital forensics don't lie, Joss. Unlike some people. Caleb appeared at Jocelyn's side, trying to play the supportive friend. This is harassment, Eli. We could call the police. Please do. I smiled. I'm sure they'd love to see all the evidence I've collected. The room fell silent. Everyone was staring at us now, phones out, recording everything. You want to know the truth? I addressed the crowd. My wife asked for space, said she needed to find herself. Turns out she was finding herself in hotel rooms with a married man, in his wife's bed, in her bathroom, wearing her clothes, mocking her online. Gasps rippled through the audience. Someone whispered, "Oh my God! The photos are all time-stamped. The location data is all verified. 3 months of lies, 3 months of betrayal, and when they got caught, they called it harassment. Jocelyn was crying now, mascara running down her cheeks. Eli, please, can we talk privately? Like you talked privately with Caleb? In my house, in my bed, planning how to clean me out in the divorce? I pulled out my phone, playing an audio recording I'd found in her deleted files. Jocelyn's voice filled the room. Eli's so clueless. By the time I'm done, he'll be lucky to keep his car. I'll claim emotional abuse, get the house, half his pension. Then Caleb and I can be together properly. The silence was deafening. You recorded me illegally, Jocelyn screamed. You recorded yourself. Saved it to the cloud. I just found it. I looked around the room. Funny how the truth sounds like harassment when you're the one caught lying. Caleb grabbed Jocelyn's arm. We're leaving. Good idea, I called after them. Mel's divorce attorney is very interested in those hotel receipts. The fallout was swift and merciless. By morning, Jocelyn had lost her job at the HR firm. Apparently, having an affair with a married client violated several company policies. Caleb's real estate license was under review by the state board. But I wasn't done. Mel had given me access to Caleb's laptop, which he'd conveniently left unlocked at their house. The man kept records of everything, including detailed notes about other affairs, financial manipulations, and a plan to leave Mel bankrupt while he started fresh with Jocelyn. Look at this, Mel said, pointing to a spreadsheet on his screen. He's been moving money to offshore accounts for 6 months, planning to claim the business failed and stick me with the debts. Screenshot everything. Your lawyer will love this. What about Jocelyn? She's been posting on social media, claiming you're abusive, that she's afraid for her safety. I laughed. Let her try. I've got security cameras throughout our house, dashcam footage of every interaction, and 20 witnesses from last night who saw exactly how afraid she was. My phone rang. Britt's name on the screen. Eli? I need to tell you something. About Jocelyn. What about her? She's been lying about more than just the affair. Remember when your mom was in the hospital last year? Jocelyn told everyone you were too cheap to pay for private care. Said you wanted your inheritance more than your mother's comfort. My blood went cold. What? She started a whisper campaign. Made people think you were this heartless son who couldn't wait for his mother to die. It's why the Hendersons stopped inviting you to parties, why Tom Miller won't talk to you anymore. She destroyed my reputation. For months, Eli, she's been systematically turning people against you, laying groundwork for the divorce, making herself look like the victim married to a cruel man. I hung up and immediately called Tom Miller, my former best friend who'd ghosted me after Mom's funeral. Tom, it's Eli. We need to talk. I don't think that's a good idea, man. What did Jocelyn tell you about my mother's medical care? Silence. Then, shit. She lied, didn't she? About everything. The final confrontation came at Jocelyn's new apartment, a cramped one-bedroom she could barely afford after losing her job. I'd arranged to pick up my belongings, but I had a different agenda. She answered the door in a stained bathrobe, looking like she hadn't slept in days. Here for your stuff? Her voice was flat, defeated. Among other things. I walked into the living room, where boxes of my possessions sat unopened, but I wasn't interested in those. Caleb's not returning your calls, is he? She flinched. That's none of your business. Mel showed me the text messages. He's cutting you loose, Joss. Blaming everything on you, telling people you seduced him, that he was trying to end it. You're lying. I held up my phone, showing screenshots Mel had forwarded. Caleb's messages to mutual friends. Jocelyn became obsessed with me. I tried to let her down easy, but she threatened to destroy my marriage if I didn't keep seeing her. I was trapped. Jocelyn collapsed onto her couch. He promised we'd be together, said he loved me. He used you, just like you used me. I sat across from her. But here's the thing, Joss. I'm not done with you yet. Her head snapped up. What do you mean? Remember your plan to claim emotional abuse? Get the house? Half my pension? Eli, I was angry. You were calculating, methodical. You spent months destroying my friendships, my reputation, setting me up to look like the bad guy. I leaned forward. So I did some calculating of my own. I pulled out a thick folder. Financial records showing you've been stealing from our joint accounts for 8 months. Forged signatures on loan applications. Credit cards opened in my name that I never authorized. Her face went white. You can't prove. Bank security footage of you signing my name. Handwriting analysis comparing the signatures. Digital records of you accessing my work computer to get personal information. I spread the documents across her coffee table. That's identity theft, Jocelyn. Fraud. Felony charges. You wouldn't. Try me. I stood up. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to sign a confession admitting to everything. The affair, the financial fraud, the campaign to destroy my reputation. You're going to post a public apology on social media explaining that you lied about me being abusive. And you're going to repay every cent you stole. And if I don't, then I call the police. You go to prison. And when you get out, you'll have a felony record that makes finding work impossible. I smiled. Your choice. She stared at the evidence for a long moment. You've become someone I don't recognize. No, Joss. I've become someone who finally sees you clearly. 20 minutes later, she signed the confession. Her hands shook as she recorded a video admitting to her lies, apologizing for destroying my reputation, acknowledging that I'd never been abusive or cruel. Post it, I said. Please, Eli, this will ruin me completely. You ruined yourself. I'm just making sure everyone knows the truth. She hit share. Within seconds, comments started flooding in. People who'd shunned me for months suddenly understood they'd been manipulated. We're done here, I said, gathering the signed documents. Eli, wait. Her voice was barely a whisper. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but you're right. You don't. I walked to the door, then turned back one last time. You wanted space, Jocelyn. Now you've got the whole damn town of it. 6 months later, I ran into Mel at the grocery store. She was laughing with her new boyfriend, a teacher from the elementary school. Caleb had moved to Florida after losing his real estate license, leaving behind a mountain of debt and legal troubles. Jocelyn had moved back in with her parents in Ohio. The felony charges were dropped after she made full restitution, but her reputation never recovered. Last I heard, she was working at a call center, still trying to rebuild her life. As for me, I learned that sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even. It's simply letting the truth speak for itself. In a small town like Millbrook, the truth has a way of finding everyone eventually. I never did get those boxes from her apartment. Turns out, I didn't need any of that old stuff anyway. The end. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next story. Write in the comments from which city you are watching.